Hi, my name is Dorothy Rosen. I'm a goldsmith in Halifax, Nova Scotia. And today I'm coming to you from Halifax. I'm back in Halifax and I'm in my living room. Because, I'll tell you about that later. What I want to talk about today is a few of the series that I am going to be phasing out. So I only have a few of them left. So I wanted to let you know what they are. So you have the opportunity to get one if you want one. No pressure at all. But I wanted to introduce you to these because that's what I promised in my newsletter this morning. So yeah, what happened is that once I finished writing my newsletter, all of a sudden my ankle started swelling, and it turns out I think I sprained my ankle. Yesterday I had a bizarre fall, so it's been a little weird. But I think many people are experiencing obstacles, and we all just have to take it in stride. So that's why I'm in my living room. I hobbled on down to my studio, which isn't far, and with the help of my husband, thank you, and got a few things I wanted to show you. So the first one, and I only have 4 of these left, is a set of earrings. These are not very good on this. Oh my goodness, I think there are 2 different sizes on this card. Look at this. Okay, so these are the Chronos earrings, and you probably can't see them very well. They are, you can imagine, related to time. That's the idea of the clock. I do still make them in gold, but I only have a few of them left in silver. Silver is harder to move, and it's very tricky to make them make this curve. They are made from square wire in a round shape, and that always creates kind of a dynamic. And these are made in a way that's called fabrication, meaning I take the actual wire and move the wire. Those are the Chronos earrings, 4 pairs left. And then made in a different way are my rock series. And I forgot to bring the earrings. Oh, shucks. So the rock rings are a series of rings that are done in a different method. Can I show you more closely? They are done in a different method. They are cast. They are inspired originally by the coastal rocks of Nova Scotia. I'm going to show you a little more closely. Near Peggy's Cove, actually. Let's see if I can get those in a little bit of a close-up for you. And they're really just, so these are done in a casting technique. Oh, wait, hang on. I'll be right back if I can figure this out. Yes. There you go. So if you look closely, they have these bits. Oh, there you go. They're just chunks of silver. And they're actually made in this casting technique, meaning that they are made individually in wax and then cast. And they have different width, because when I started making these, I still was fresh out of art school and was doing a lot of things that had many, many different versions. So that's part of why I'm phasing these out. Inspired by the coastal rocks of Nova Scotia. And these come in earrings as well. And I think I have 4 pairs of earrings left. And that's called the Rock series. And I'm going to leave this magnification thing on because I want to show you. I mean, this is a leaf. It's a very dried one. It's a maple leaf. And you can see all the beautiful detail on here. I always feel that it's very related to skin, the way skin has also, well, my skin is a mess because I work with my hands, but in the same series, in the same style, are made these, and I kind of brought the wrong samples. This is what happens when I can't be in the studio, but these maple wrap rings. So what happens here is the texture of the leaf has been put into the surface of the of wax, actually, and then wrapped up. So I wanted to illustrate for you. Look what I brought you. I've talked about this in a different live as well, but you see how there's the texture of that leaf, the impression is made into this wax. I should have put something to steady my arms, so apologies for the little shaky. But you can see that texture. And so I would take this, it's quite thin, and cut it and wrap it like so. And then this would be cast in sterling silver, resulting in individually different and unique ones. And some of them are wrapped more on the spot. Again, too many variations. That's part of why I'm getting rid of this. My doorbell just rang, but I can't go right now. So that's what's going on there. Sorry, I'm being distracted because it's a young woman at the front door who I've known since she was a baby. Yes, it's the front door. So those are done in a casting technique, meaning that, like I showed you, the wax is made and then they're cast in sterling silver or gold. And then this one, so those are the maple wrap rings. And then these ones, I'm quite fond of these, and I'm going to have a really hard time letting go of these. These are, I have to take mine off to show you. I need a bigger size. Yeah, these are, I have a bunch of them left in size 7, so this doesn't really fit me. It only fits me on my wedding ring finger, and that's swollen right now from my inflammation. But these were originally, so this is actually a combination of techniques, because these were made originally as a, they were originally made as fabricated, meaning that nowadays you would make these in the computer for sure, 100%, because it's really hard to move metal this thick that much. So they were originally fabricated, meaning I would have started with a sheet, quite a thick sheet, obviously, of metal, and, you know, cut it and then wrapped it and soldered them together right here. And then later I made a mold of this and cast them. And that's so whereas the rock series and the maple wrap rings are made in a lost wax technique, meaning that each wax only exists once, meaning each silver ring only exists once. The older maple, the maple leaf rings, I no longer have these on the website, but I do still have some, the regular maple leaf rings with the 2 rims. If you're interested in one, just message me, because I still do have some of those. And those were done in molds. So again, there is a combo that we use as goldsmith and or as jewelers in the techniques. We apply the technique that is required, just like my physiotherapist will do with me when I'm able to see her. So those are those, and then the last one I wanted to show you is the Crossing Paths series. And again, there is too many variations, which is why I'm getting rid of this. I'm actually only becoming aware of why I do it as I talk about it. The Crossing Paths series was inspired by the idea of people's paths crossing, literally. And so I took a simple flat, God, what is this called? Rectangular stock is what we would refer to it as. And you might say simply wrapped it. The truth of the matter is there's a ton of work involved to clean that. When this kind of wire is made, so these are fabricated, when this kind of wire is made, it is run through a mill, and that often leaves marks on the metal itself. So it comes in a big spool. And I cut the length that I need, and then the first thing I have to do is I have to sand that and polish that length, and then wrap it. And as I'm talking about wrapping, you might realize that these are very related to my 1-footer series, which is also wrapped. But these ones are forged first and then wrapped. They start as round, and then they're forged first and then wrapped, whereas these ones are just wrapped. So I call these a simpler version. They're much more flat also. Between the fingers, as opposed to this has more ups and downs, you know, all around it. But it's also, these are way more interesting visually. But, you know, some people like them more simple. So there are a few left of these, mostly 2 loop. They also come in a 3 loop. and a 4-loop, which is the closest. The 4-loop is really the closest to the 1-footer in terms of look. Do I fit this? Yes, I do. But again, it's just not quite as complex in the look. But those people who like these also really love them. And I am a little sad to let go of them. I know Fireworks was a big fan of them when I still had them in galleries. And Fireworks knows what they're doing. That's the gallery here in Halifax that represents me. But yeah, so a few left in these series, and that's what I wanted to share with you. And I think I'm going to leave it at that. And I'm sure by next week I'm going to feel much better, because I'm going to take this as a message to take good care of myself. And as my daughter Natalie was just saying, Mom, why don't you just sit on the sofa and watch a stupid movie? So I might do that. So thanks for the recommendation. And thanks for being here. And I will talk to you next week. Bye.